The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window.
Mommy!
It is nothing to her.
Drop it.
It's Mommy.
Kneel.
Yes, Mommy? I'm yours to command, my goddess, my giantness. I am just a bird at your feet. Watch me squabble underneath you, but just don't step on me. Oh, please step on me, Mommy. An overwhelming heart. Bring the tower to her.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
So curious. I'm so curious. Have you considered that maybe the only reason why she wants to end the world is because she's being locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
Okay.
And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result, it's no use arguing less, of course.
We saw that option. Killing the princess does seem kind of bad, though, right? Let's explore this option.
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Wow. Well, I mean, I'm not opposed to the eat the rich element of it all. I'm all for that. But damn. Narrator just speaking his mind, and I'm down for that. Can't someone else do it?
Unfortunately, you're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
Yeah, I'm not doing this.
Are you serious? No, you have to do it.
Have you ever considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
No comment.
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Oh, I do get a reward, really? I get a reward for killing her? Can you tell me what my prize is for doing, what my prize is going to be for doing a good job?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
Wow, he's just straight up lying to me now. Okay, thanks for telling me what to do, though.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's ignore him.
Okay. Proceed interior.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay, we're gonna enter the basement without the knife this time.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Totally different now. She legit is acting different because I didn't pick up the knife. I'll lie this time around. I'm here to save you.
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
Might be.
I see. You're trying to get her to lower her guard. It's a gamble, but it might work.
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Not really.
You were lying when you said you were here to rescue her, but regardless of your intentions, breaking her out of those chains would be a big mistake. Don't even try it.
Okay. Let's talk first.
Okay.
See if we get a totally new avenue. Maybe she'll tell us her name. What's your name?
Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before
Never wants to tell us her name. Never.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Don't you want to tell me your name, lady?
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess?
So is Princess your name?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like. I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name, though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
Well, I don't know anything about you. For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason.
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason. I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
You have all the explanation you need, and you should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
If I'm the first person you've seen in a while, what have you been eating or drinking?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
Well, how are you alive, chick?
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant.
I kind of
Okay, but
disagree.
actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
Yeah. So here's the thing, the narrator intentionally doesn't want me to let her know because it seems like to me that the moment that she's aware of what she must do, like what her destiny is, she immediately moves forward to accomplish that task. What are you going to do if I let you out of here?
The princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life.
Now the hero's just jumping to conclusions.
She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter. It's not like you'd believe me.
Sorry, but I just can't trust you. This doesn't add up, and it isn't worth the risk you take your word over the potential fate of the world. Retrieve the blade. I can't believe they're keeping you down here like this. I'm getting you out of here. Examine the chains. Okay, I'm going to get you out of here. Don't make me regret this. I can't believe they're keeping you down here like this, princess. I'm gonna get you out of here. So let's examine those chains.
You're only making this more difficult.
Says who?
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
I disagree.
No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day.
The fact that I don't have a way to let her be free without, you know, her arm being cut off now makes this a little bit different now. And if there isn't any key, do you have any other ideas? I'll check upstairs. Maybe there's a key lying around up there. Let's ask if she has any other ideas.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance.
He knows the knife's up there.
If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Okay, no. So let's. We already know we can't go taking the door.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yes, they did. So we're kind of both trapped down here. I have no way to free you.
Panic rising in the princess's voice.
What happens now?
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
Tone shift.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Slay the princess this time around.
Without hesitation, you bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Finally, the wound drives her to the ground. Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end.
You bastard. Were you lying to me this whole time?
Yeah.
The princess pushes away from you, the motion ripping the blade from her back.
Oh.
Wounded, but still alive, she crouches on all fours in the corner of the room and meets your eyes with the ferocity of a cornered predator.
Oh.
You've made a terrible enemy, and there's nothing in the world that can possibly save you from me.
You were kind of putting on an act.
Hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us. It's an act. She's wounded and unarmed. There's nothing she can do to hurt you.
Well, I got a bad feeling about this.
Sure. Don't waver now. As you ready your blade to deliver a lethal blow, she lunges at your legs with the same animal ferocity she used to tear at her arm. Your blade cuts into her again and again as you're tackled to the ground, your body racked with pain as she rips into you with tooth and claw. Forget about trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her everything you've got.
Wait, the fucking princess!
Seething with pain, you know you've done your fair share of damage as well, your blade having left deep gashes in the princess's back. You seize a moment of hesitation to throw her off of you and shakily push yourself back to your knees. We can still turn this around.
Yup, finish the job!
You steel your resolve and take another step closer to the princess. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can still make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? What's this about not making it out of here alive?
So we die always.
Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone in this room is still standing right now. Don't act so surprised. Can you not feel all those gashes and holes pulling you apart? If the princess doesn't do you in here, blood loss is certain to finish the job.
And yeah, that makes sense.
You take another step forward, and the princess lunges towards you. The two of you enter one last exchange, a flurry of blade and claw and fleshy ribbons. And then you stop. Neither you nor princess able to go any further. You collapse on the ground, and the princess collapses beside you. Blood pools around you both, and you watch each other fade away.
After all this time alone, I thought I'd finally found a friend, but you were just another monster, weren't you?
Whoa.
Silence as the room starts to get fuzzy around you. You've paid a terrible price, but you've saved us all. It's over.
If you think this is it, you're sorely mistaken. One way or another, I'll make sure you pay for this.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh my god. You don't have time to worry about such things. You just fucking die. Oh my god. Okay, so we're caught in this never-ending loop.
In the woods, you're here to slay.
Yeah, okay, so deja vu. We've been through this. Yeah. Let's turn around and, well, turn around and leave right now and see what happens.
Well, you're the boss.
Voice off of the opportunist.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Okay, fine. You're persistent. I'll stay and go to the cabin and I'll slay the princess. Ugh. Well, now that we have another voice, I want to hear more of his, see where things, like, go from here now. Okay, fine. I'll go to the cabin. I'll talk to the princess. Maybe I won't slay her. Maybe, I guess we'll see. Lie. Definitely, yes, I know where I'm going. Nope. The only thing that matters is where I'm not going. The cabin, I'm not going to the cabin. It's like I said, I'm pretty okay with the world ending. I relish the coming of a new dawn beyond our own. You know what? Let's just... Well, hang on a second here. Yes, I definitely know where I'm going.
Somehow I doubt that, but fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
Yes.
That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
How convenient, you shit. Turn around again and leave.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
I'm okay with that.
But fine. You turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Absolutely.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. But everything is getting fuzzy.
Are we back at this situation again?
What's going on? Where are we? I like it. Seems like it's got great acoustics.
The world around you is unwound. Physical matter replaced by textures of nothing. You find yourself in a long quiet once again. Memories return. Sound of many sounds. Okay, so we get this ending. He is furious. Betrayal. Every door you close on me is a door you close on yourself. Do you want to linger around here entwined with the creature that taunt to hate you forever? Eternity never ends. Okay, so this is a slightly different ending. Cold spite, our infinite streaks into something less. I hate you, 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 and infinite. She really hates me. Why have you come back?
You're on a path. You're here to slay me.
So, continue on to the cabin silently.
You make your way up. We're not going to ignore the blade. You take.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. Don't let it. Good.
Continue down the stairs.
Still listening to reason. You walk down the streets. Focus on the task.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust with her. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Tighten your grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed.
Play the princess. We're just gonna go right for it.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw.
Jeez, this girl knows martial arts.
It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured.
Whoa! Sound
Holy
effect.
shit, that hurts! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing.
Somewhat.
Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Try giving up. Oh, no, you have to finish the job. Wait. Yeah, you have to finish the job.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here. Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
But you don't have time to worry over such things.
I die.
Everything goes dark.
And you die.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path, you're here to slay.
Yeah, I'm aware. Well, I'm getting... let's try the sense of deja vu here.
Terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first. If he doesn't remember what happened, then you know I can hear you. That's fine. It doesn't matter if he can hear us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning. That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
Fascinating. Alright, you know what? Let's proceed onward.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie.
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
Are you sure about that? The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice.
Okay.
The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear?
Crystal.
Yep.
Let's just get on with it already.
Crystal clear. This time around, we're gonna try to pursue killing her outright. Just pursue, just straight up killing her.
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay, so now that we know how things are generally taking place, we're gonna make with a pursuit of straight up just murking this princess. She is not leaving here alive. She is dying today. We are going to slay her, like the title suggests. Didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall. We're gonna ignore the mirror this time around and see how things plan out this time. I noticed the mirror actually disappeared the moment we opened that too.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
She has a fierce voice.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening.
He bulkier now?
Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight.
We can have both. Right? We can have both.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall.
Went from one mommy to another mommy. Holy crap.
Out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I've been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. And you brought your little knife, too. Yes. I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
I hope that you heard all of that, Mr. Narrator. This is a lot different than last time, but this has definitely happened. You look different. So you actually do remember me.
Oh, I remember you all right. Best 3 minutes of my life. So, why don't we do it again?
See? She wants to fight us again. There's no reason for us to stand around talking.
All right, fine. I believe you. What you said earlier in the woods, I believe you. You've already met the princess, and the princess has already met you. That's all the more reason to take this seriously. You don't know that whatever brought the two of you back to life isn't a fluke. And beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me. I don't remember. Are you okay? Of course I'm not okay. As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die.
He's pissed. Just because it bothers you, I'm going to take it take this even less seriously. You don't have the depths of my apathy. You don't know the depths of my apathy. Lie. No, I don't know what you're talking about. I never died. Do you know how alive I am right now? Would someone as alive as me already have died? I don't think so. Don't worry, I'm going to do a good job. You got me. Pretty much everything you just said is true. All right. Let's do this to antagonize the narrator.
You're joking, right? I'm just going to pretend that you're joking.
Yeah, you better be joking. We can't win unless you take this seriously.
You look different.
You look exactly the same.
I'm not saying that I'm not here. I'm not saying I'm not here to fight, but I think the two of us have a few things to unpack first, like how we're both still alive.
What is there to unpack? I was dead and now I'm not, and the same goes for you. There. Unpacking done. Don't you get it? We've been given free rein to wail on each other. Forever.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Attack the princess. I don't know what happened to you since last time we met. I'm not fighting a giant demon lady. I turn around and leave. All right, let's attack her.
Finally ready to complete your destined task, you launch off the wet stone floor of the basement and catapult yourself headlong towards the princess. Here we go. Let's make this count.
She's looking mighty fierce.
Count, all right.
As you bridge the gap, your blade slashes across the princess's chest, splitting skin and drawing a jagged line of bright red blood. But she's unfazed by your onslaught. Her expression barely changes as her fist collides with your ribs, cracking them like twigs and driving you right back down to the basement floor.
Wow. One hit.
Her chains snap as you struggle to recover from the impact.
That's not good.
She almost looks disappointed in us. Why is she disappointed in us?
Oh, you don't actually get it, do you? That knife may be sharp, but you clearly don't want to kill me. It's not fun if you hesitate. It's not fun if you try to trick me and make me bleed out. It's only fun if you go straight for the heart. You need to put everything you have into seeing me dead. Or what's the point? So don't be afraid. Don't hesitate. Kill me.
Don't let her get in your head. Reincarnation or not, this world needs you to win. She's huge, but that probably means she's slower than us. Take it slow, think it through, and don't panic. Bleeding her out is our best course of action.
Don't listen to them. She understands something that they don't. The only way to win, the only way out of this is through her.
Oh, this is a tough situation. So here's the thing. I feel like the voices that you inherit from her every time you get a new voice seems to be sabotaging you, so I'm gonna try to outmaneuver her.
Shove off the ground and attack the princess, trying to bait an opening. You do your best to outplay her, slashing out and leaving red cuts in the tattered remains of her white dress. But you have little room to maneuver. For every glancing blow you manage to land, she slams you against the wall in retaliation.
Yikes.
Each impact threatening to be the last.
This weak little dance isn't working. Just toughen up and overpower her.
She's throwing us around like a ragdoll. I think overpowering her is a little out of the question.
Did you think you could stop me with a few cuts? All this dancing around is doing nothing but annoying me.
I own this place, and I own you.
Damn.
The princess's arm shoots forward, her palm wrapping around your head, fingers gripping your skull.
How disappointing.
She squeezes, the pressure unbearable as her fingers dig into your scalp. The last thing you hear is the unsettling crack of your skull, and the sickening churn of what was your grey matter.
Whoa.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Okay, needle. I have the needle. We failed.
You're on a path in the wood. If you weren't so damned afraid of what she'd do to you, we wouldn't have died back there. Fear is good. Fear keeps us alive. We died because you didn't have enough of it. So what? You'd have us cower in a corner?
Oh no.
No, but that place suits her better than it suits us. She's big. We can't hope to find holes and openings down there. We need more room if we're going to survive.
To fight her out in the open?
Are you suggesting luring her into the woods? Do you have any idea how dangerous that would be? If you lose sight of her, if she manages to slip away, that's it. Game over for everyone, yourself included.
I feel like the new voices are there to...
Looping. Have you known about it the whole time? Are you the same one we've been talking to since the beginning? Sorry to disappoint what I'm sure must feel like a grand revelation, but that's not what's going on here. We've never met. It doesn't matter. We could go in circles forever. I don't like staying still for too long. Let's get to the cabin, see this through. It's good to know that at least one of you is still capable of reason. We may have the same destination, but we're not the same. You are still an other, and I don't trust you.
Yeah, we still don't know much about the narrator. That is one of the problems. Like, this time around, we follow the narrator's, like, I wouldn't say instruction directly, but we kind of follow what he wanted us to do to a certain degree. And things are still not panning out well. We haven't even talked enough about how different this world is. I wouldn't even call these the woods. It's like her influence has poured out into the world.
It's one of many ticking clocks. You can't let her spread any further. Things are always changing. She changed, the cabin changed, we've changed. Why wouldn't the woods change too? Because they're not supposed to have changed. This is supposed to be a path in the woods. If it's not, it means something's gone horribly wrong.
The last time around, we decided to walk away from it during the last encounter. But this time we're going to see it all the way through chapter 3. If I don't agree with the plan, what if I'd rather do something else? What happens next is likely, it seems our answers are all in the cabin.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up the hill at the cabin. Hope you've given serious thought to your predicament. No last advice for us? No words of warning? From what I gather, you've heard it all before. There's no use screaming into the wind. I don't know. Screaming sounds pretty good right about now. I could use a little catharsis. Catharsis is for when we're finished. For now, we need to hold it out in front of us. Something to chase.
I think the voice of the hunted, I think, is sabotaging us and wants her to get outside. I think it's her influence at that point. I think that her influence is not only expanding out into the woods, but it's expanding into our minds.
The interior of the cabin is suffocatingly tight, more of a glorified tunnel than a building. Its stone walls squeeze against your sides, leaving you no choice but
There's that mirror again.
forward. The only furniture of note is an iron altar jutting out from the wall. A pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right. See? We have even less space than before. We need space or she'll kill us. And the only space is out there. Take it.
Okay, we are going for the blade because I think it's funny that no one... Oh yeah, right here, explore. there's no way forward. There's a mirror at the end of the room, but I suspect that the character can't, the narrator still can't see the mirror. So let's...
A mirror? But there is no mirror. There's the iron altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
There's something...
There is. Circles, circles, all of it circles. There's something for us at the end of the room. The what and the why don't matter until we know them. I agree with the freak. Let's get a move on already. And worst comes to worst, we can smash it.
We're gonna take the blade.
Take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good. There's no overcoming her without it. We need every part of us to survive, and that steel claw is as much a part of us as any.
We approach the mirror. Does it fade again, or do we finally see something through it? Since it's the last chapter, or the third chapter.
Step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it, as if you don't see it. You're rather committed to the bit, aren't you? The door's right there. It's right in front of you.
Yeah, well,
It's a bit grimy. Why don't we wipe it clean?
wipe the mirror clean.
Reach forward and drag your hand across the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the floor as it reveals the dim path ahead.
Yeah? So the mirror didn't do jack.
What may as well be a sheer cliff face. There are enough footholds that you'll be able to clamber your way to the bottom, but it will require careful effort. The air hissing up from below is warm and wet, like the breath of an enemy locked in close quarters. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, bold and fierce and impatient,
Definitely
echoes from the chamber below.
Do you have more fight in you than last time? That was such a disappointing show. I know you can do better than that.
Goad her. Rile her up. If she's angry, she'll make mistakes.
So, there's definitely constants and variables in this, I'm noticing. If you don't know what constants and variables, typically when they introduce in narrative storytelling multiversal stuff, like different timelines and different universes that you can participate in, constants and variables is a narrative element that is introduced in storytelling when they introduce multiverses, which is that there's always a consistent theme or consistency between each of the characters, but there's variations of it, so hence constants and variables. It's something that's heavily like involved in with multiverse storytelling. You'll notice that a lot in like not just like Marvel cinematic multiversal universes and stuff like that, but also like certain other narratives that involve different universes as well. It's a very common trope. You want a fight, then how about you come and get one? I know you can get out of there on your own. Are you sure you want to fight? Continue to the basement landing.
You've nowhere to go but down. You start the difficult journey, gripping the stone, lowering yourself foot by grueling foot. But soon, there is solid ground beneath you. Remember every crack and crevice. You turn to face what lies at the end of the narrow tunnel.
Oh boy.
The princess, imposing and tightly muscled, grins back at you from the darkness. Her face widens into a broad grin.
There you are, knife in hand. How thrilling! Attack me, bleed me, twist the blade in my flesh, break your bones against my body. I want a real challenge this time.
We can't get that close. She'll kill us in the tight space, steel claw or not. Make her come to us, stand beyond her chains, and let her become frenzied. She'll break them. Then we run. I really don't like the sound of this.
Yeah, I don't agree with that one either.
It's the only way we live.
I think that the hunted is wrong.
Well, what are you waiting for? If we're gonna do this right, you can't be scared. You need to want this as much as I do. So go on. Make the first move. Don't keep me waiting.
Let's talk a bit. We can always fight when we're done. I have questions. I want to know what happened after you killed me. Not down here. If you want, you'll have to come get me. If you want a good fight, you'll really have to want to see me at my best. Let's go back and see what if she can answer some of our questions. Let's talk a bit.
We've talked plenty. I'm sick of talking. I'm sick of waiting. I'm sick of you standing just out of reach and teasing me with a fight you won't let me have. You disappointed me last time, so you don't get to choose what happens next.
Bloody desire in her eyes, the princess rushes forward, ignoring her chains as they bend and snap. Run.
Oh no.
Without hesitation, you turn back the way you came and scramble up the ledge towards the tunnel entrance. As you near the top, hands desperately clawing at
I'm losing my urgency over the character.
The princess is right.
All my agency is being stripped from me.
To scale the wall as you do, instead digging deep into the rock of the cliff face with her fingertips in her rabid pursuit.
Anywhere you go, I will follow.
Good.
It's not good.
You reach the ledge and hoist yourself up into the tunnel, the cabin door finally in sight, at once within your grasp and infinitely distant.
What is all of this for? What's the point? You and I are always going to end in violence, so why bother to run? I know what I am. Why can't you be the same? Little bird, where do you think you're going?
We're almost there. Don't think about almost. We're there when we're there. And we'll take the fight with us. Your skin hums tight with adrenaline as you burst through the cabin door and roll onto the grass. You glance back.
Woof, she's big.
The princess, singular in her desire to destroy you, explodes through the doorway. You are walking a dangerous path. If you waver once, it's all over. So get it right.
There's nothing left to slow me down. Do you think this is better for you? Do you think this space gives you an edge? Then show me. Show me that you've been worth all the room you've taken up in my head.
Do it. Be swift, strike true, be where she's not. Let your body move you.
Are you sure you want to do this? You're free now. Out here, I have the upper hand. You've fallen right into my trap. Hey, the princess. Slay the princess!
You leap from the grass and bound towards the princess, keeping low.
Charging me head on? Brave and foolish.
Her body braces for impact, anticipating the clash. That's where you're both wrong. Left, now. As the princess strikes, your body swerves to the left. She overextends, stumbling as her balance shifts unexpectedly. Strike. Before you can finish the thought, you lash out, the blade slicing through her leg. She turns to swing again. Right. You move out of the way, but this time it's not quite as clean. You can feel a bruise already blooming where her elbow crashed into flesh. It's nothing. A scratch. Yes, it could be worse. And you managed to gift her another cut in return. I'll be damned.
Running the fight!
We're actually gonna pull this off, aren't we?
Oh no. Don't jinx it.
But don't let it get to your head. Not until it's over.
All she needs to land is one massive hit and it's over.
Finally! This is the hole I felt in my heart. This is what I've needed. This is what I've been missing. This is how it always needed to end. Both of us giving it our all, beating and bleeding each other to death.
The two of you engage in a devastating flurry of blows, each of you wounding the other
Woof.
again and again.
Skyrim battle right now.
Stronger, but you're faster, and the deeper the both of you fall into your lethal dance, the more your edge shines over hers. She's slowing down, blood pouring from wounds, splattering at her feet, leaving her weak and unsteady. More! Keep going! We can't stop now! You spy an opening, but this time she's waited for you. She lets you sink the blade deep, trapping you in place long enough to wrap you in her impenetrable arms. You're slammed to the ground.
Killing both of them, right?
Nothing. These blows are nothing to us. But her gambit wasn't enough to close the gap. It wasn't enough to kill you. She stares you down, coughing up a splash of blood as she gasps for breath.
You've outplayed me, haven't you? Something feels wrong. Something.
And? Then what happens?
Huh? Hands. Something keeps pulling them out. You didn't have the chance to respond, neither you ever will. It's time for you to leave. Memories returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me. It's going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before. You always get scared. Oh!
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
It is. It resets.
The whole thing reeks of death.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
Okay, I think I get it. So each time that we lead to... We're clearly collecting these memories. As we learned last time around when we met that massive entity, before, after, like, the god mama, after we got done talking with god mama, we saw that big, like, eye entity, and it seems that it's collecting all of these memories. For what ends, we don't know, but we need to collect enough of them. And it seems that the only way to do that is just to progress through each of the story, different avenues of the story, and then conclude them. But I remember as the player, but the characters, the voices of the hero and the stubborn and the narrator, they never remember. They follow us through the chapters, but they never remember during the full reset. It's not the end. Whoever's on the other side is going to be nice.
Okay. If you say so, we'll trust you. I'd like to be somewhere nice.
Maybe there'll be a good fight there. Maybe we'll find her again.
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. Float. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. So this is called the long quiet. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. So right now, she's being collected by the hands. By this other entity. Approach her.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Okay, I think I get it now. So we're collecting all of these memories from all these different universes to give to this singular entity. Again, we don't know its actual purpose, but it seems that this is the way to end the story. So are you saying you're the same being as you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives, and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
So what I suspect it does is that I remember that there was those different options that weren't available to us, that we can only select one of the 3 options, and the other 2 avenues will probably be open to us now, which will allow us to get new different kinds of endings till we collect all the avenues. Everything you said feels like a riddle. Can you give me a straight answer?
I'm sorry. Words are difficult for me. They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions. The vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between.
What does it feel like to be changed like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
So, like, in a lot of ways, by us collecting these memories, she's kind of like ascending awareness. Her awareness is growing with these new perspectives that she's getting from these memories to help deviate from what she could be, or to what she can be. And I'd imagine that we may be able to find a way from having to by us slaying her so many times, we may end a conclusion where we may very well save her. That's where I think it's going. Explorer, when this is all done, do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am. What I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
So we know that our character is special, but what we do know is that so is she. And what we know is that our character is special because his memories retain whenever he dies. The only person whose memories that doesn't retain is the narrator. However, the narrator knows that these things must occur, and he has more information about what is going on in the world than we do. However, due to our specialness, we are able to retain information with each time that we die. And so does she. And so when she dies, through the culmination of those entire memories, she collects them. That's what those hands do. They grab those memories after they've like amassed enough memories, and then she takes them and collects them. This gives her like more awareness. You know, at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to have to kill you, right?
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover.
When I go back, if it is an invisible wall closed around me, what can I do the same? Why can I do... hang on, wait. When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closed around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own.
Oh, I see.
They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
Oh, that makes sense now. Okay, so remember how when I first played through this, or the first time I was going through that first full section, I decided to walk away at the end, which led to the end of the world. However, I tried it again, and it forced me back into the cabin. It made me go through the cabin. This entity made me go through that. It will not allow me to get the same endings multiple times. So in case you retread your same paths, it's gonna force you down a different avenue. So you don't have to worry about getting the same endings when you play through it. That's nice. You've been kinder to me than than anyone else I've met. Thank you.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
What do you want me to bring you next?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
You know, it kind of reminds me that, you know what I feel like is kind of going on with this entity? I feel like it's almost like the creator is enjoying, like, communicating through us through this character. Like, in many ways, I feel like the creator is saying, this is my gift to you to participate in this game, but the real gift that you give to me is you playing my game and seeing everything that I put into it. That's kind of my interpretation of that. You have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one remembers a spark lost in time, and she would stop at nothing to reclaim it. She will make for a burning heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally remembered what she thought she'd lost.
So basically, like, each memory represents something that she can add to herself, and it makes her more whole. So you don't have any preferences on how you'd like to change or grow?
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before.
I see.
I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
Basically, like, my interpretation of that kind of statement is that, like, the suffering that both parties endure help her shape an identity of who she wants to be, but also there comes a certain level of not only awareness, but even a joy. There's a joy. You can't know joy without suffering. That's kind of my interpretation of what she's really trying to say, you know? And that opportunity of suffering allows her insight into what could be. How many more vessels do I need to bring back to you?
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky.
So we still got a ways to go.
More perspective.
Still got a ways to go.
You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
You can attack the entity, destroy your body? Really? I'm ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die. God, that's just a jarring way to end. This is a fun time. I enjoy this. This is a really cool indie game. It's definitely got some Stanley's Parables going on with it, but it also reminds me of this other game that my wife wanted me to play called Her. And when I was playing through it, a lot of it is like getting through all these like these like a collection of audio and documentation logs that you want to assemble to craft a full story together. And Her really did a great job of emphasizing creative storytelling through segmented and piecemeal storytelling, where you had to slowly put the story together with the very limited information that you have available to you, and then recognize what the greater whole of the story is going to be. I feel like we now have a clear idea of what the agenda is of the story, what the purpose of the story is trying to tell us. Now we just need to see the journey through to its conclusion, and I'm very excited to see where that goes.